What's up, weebs? Welcome back to Anime Lane. As always, I'm your host, Shaun, Notorious, and joining me once again today is Shaun.
Hi.
And Melina.
Hello.
It's a new year, so we're going back and looking at last year. It's the classic. Everywhere is offering a Wrapped now or their equivalent.
Yes.
And in true Anime Lane fashion, we are a month late.
Yes, of course, because, as we said in the last episode, just could not get a recording date locked in for a while.
Yep.
Shit just kept happening.
I love life.
Yeah. Realistically, should have done this one first. Didn't think that through.
I wanted to watch anime movies again.
Same.
God damn it.
I wanted to watch Godzilla. I'll admit that's why I was like, let's just not.
Let's just watch Godzilla, guys.
Yeah,
let's
watch
just
Godzilla.
watch Godzilla.
This is purely the second one because of Godzilla.
Yeah.
Like we're just all in agreement on.
Let's risk me kickstarting an addiction again.
Yay.
Okay, so I don't know how we want to do this because we didn't really exactly put much or I've not put much planning into how this is gonna go. I just know that we talk about stuff and that's
Well, I imagine it's just gonna be like a more upscaled version of What Have We Been Doing episodes.
Yeah, that's sort of so you may hear some cross mentions of things that have been brought up before that we've discussed on previous episodes, because we're gonna go back and look at like what we enjoyed the most from the last year. So what stood out to us from all the stuff that we've experienced. Personally, for me, I have some list here. I don't know if I'll go through all of them or not, but I've got movies of specifically released in 2025 as a separate list. I've got some music, I've got anime, and then I've got books. So that's my sort of lists that I've put together for me to go through. But I don't know about you guys. What have you brought to the table, or are you just gonna wing it?
I do have a list of how well I'll keep to it. We're gonna find out. And it's mostly just a few movies that came out this year that I watched in the cinema. And there's quite a few video games here. I promise I will try and keep it to a minimum.
Yeah, I tried
For
to...
the person in this call that does not like video games,
Yes.
sorry.
What?
Because of Melina, I tried to keep away from mentioning video games too much. I probably could have made a top... Like, I've mainly stuck to top 5s for these. But yeah, I tried to keep away from video games, but I do have my backlog open if I ever want to refer.
If I don't mention video games, the first half of this year is going to be nothing for me. I'm sorry.
I just didn't do anything.
I just sort of hibernated for half the year in that case.
Okay, how do we want to kick it off? Where are we starting? Are we starting with movies, the sort of, ground thing?
Yeah.
I only really looked at what did I focus on this year, and I kind of put more focus on watching TV shows than movies. Like I watched stuff that came out naturally, just as it happened, and my casual watches of stuff as well. But I really focused more on watching TV shows, finishing TV shows, and there's a few music albums that I really enjoyed. So that is my 2 lists.
Wow.
Only.
I don't think I watched much TV this year. I watched like 2 seasons of the X-Files, and I think that's it. I find TV shows like such a commitment now that I'm like I don't really love dedicating my time in that way. I would rather watch a movie. It's a singular experience, or it's a series of movies. It's a much easier sort of like small commitment, whereas TV shows it's like, I gotta sit in, and if it's from the cable network era, it's 10 seasons, 22 episodes, 45 minutes each, or now 2.5 hours of 10 episodes maybe, for some shows. But yeah, I didn't watch much TV this year. I sort of just not...
Similar boat over here.
So yeah,
we all dabbled.
I kind of completely forgotten about TV until like right now. That's how little I think I watched.
We all watched Oshinoko.
Yeah, we all dabbled in X-Files. You two are way further ahead than me.
Yeah.
We're all in the beginning.
I'm at the beginning of season 4. I've watched the first 2 episodes. That's my progress on that.
I think I might be. I think I'm also in like that same range. I might be a couple episodes ahead of you last time I checked, but it has been a while because I got in the last part of the year. I did get a little caught up in 2 shows specifically, which one was Only Murders in the Building because that had a new season that came out at the end of the year, and I've been watching that the last couple of years, and Fallout, which I've only watched 2 episodes of at the time of recording, so I can't really talk about.
Yeah.
Because if I think of like what TV show kind of was the TV show of the year, I think it's Adolescence.
Yeah, like, I haven't seen it.
That was this year. Yeah,
I forgot that was 2025.
Yeah. I think it's considering it's still fucking winning.
I'm sure it was last year.
It's gotta be. I mean, like that's what I like about a limited series. I had the same thing with Queen's Gambit, where it's like it's somewhat of a commitment.
Yeah.
But also, worst case scenario, it's basically the length of 2 movies. If you hate it, you can sit through that.
Yeah.
But I think it was so good. I think we should be focusing more, especially on streaming, on limited series instead of let's just pump out seasons and then cancel it. And there's like a full-on open ending. I just don't like it. And I think limited series are easier to produce. People like them. I've rarely seen a limited series that no one really cared for.
No, I think the art of the limited or mini series is starting to get lost. I mean, HBO used to be the king of those, and I think
was a thing. Yeah,
Chernobyl was the last one, which was 7 years ago. That was 2019 or 2018.
Jesus Christ, yeah. 19, I want to say.
Their output has been kind of abysmal over the last few years. There's been 2 seasons of The Last of Us, and the new Game of Thrones show. House of the Dragon, and what's the new one? What's the new one called? I haven't been keeping up.
Night of the Seven Kingdoms, which I hear is good, but I have not seen yet.
Yeah, I haven't watched. I haven't watched House of the Dragon either. I've seen the first episode and sort of was like, at the time, because I watched it when episode 1 came out. I was like, yeah, I don't think I've recovered from the end of Game of Thrones yet to jump back in quite yet.
I've seen both seasons, but neither of them were this year, and I don't want to talk about it.
I did watch I did watch season 1 of Andor. That was this year. It didn't come out this year. I watched it this year. I still haven't seen season 2, but season 1, amazing. I'm looking forward to watching season 2 at some point. But you know, it's the best Star Wars has been in a long time.
Yeah.
You say that with such pain in your heart.
Yeah, a little bit.
Feel it. Like, it's the best.
Because at the forefront of media, I think Star Wars for a long time has thrived mostly in its like video games and like books and comics, rather than anything committed to the screen. The Mandalorian season 1 and 2 were fantastic, but it eventually did just become Filoni playing with a toy box again.
Yeah.
That's the biggest criticism of this entire era. Like, if we go into a Star Wars conversation, it's going to take up a huge part of my conversation, but like, to put it as briefly as I can, ever since Mandalorian season 2 came out and Disney realized that they could franchise the shit out of that specific part of the universe, it's inevitably gone down in quality. So now we're just back to where we were post Rise of Skywalker, of everyone just being sort of apathetic about the whole thing outside of Andor.
I have to admit, it's interesting the impact that The Mandalorian is, and I'm going to make this real quick because we shouldn't get stuck on Star Wars. That The Mandalorian and Grogu specifically are such like an IP unto themselves, because it changed the landscape of the shit you could buy in stores related to Star Wars. Star Wars has been, for by and large, a long time, a mainstay of supermarket clothing lines, toy lines, random weird mugs or collectible stuff that you could just find in a supermarket. And once
get the space neo-fascists on your t-shirt.
Yay!
Yeah.
But it was largely the iconography of like the original trilogy and stuff like that. or occasionally a Clone Troopers thing would turn up. But when The Mandalorian hit it big, everything was Baby Yoda. Everything was The Mandalorian, and that hasn't changed. I get like Star Wars related stuff for Christmas every year, and I think for the past few years it's usually socks or something. It's always just been like Mandalorian on it, or Baby Grogu or something. I think this year is the first year where the Stormtroopers are on them again, and I'm like, yay,
We're back.
we're back to something not
back. Empire's back, boys.
But yeah, no, that was an interesting little sort of like it felt like the first sort of breach of the firmament again for Star Wars in a way where like, but at the same time it's had its own negative effect, but that's not the conversation at hand.
And like Andor, to close up this like part, because we started with Andor.
Yeah.
Just to like and try and get it back onto this year. Andor was really good because it was basically a Star Wars show that was nothing like the rest of Star Wars, and was like, what if we took actually living under the Empire seriously?
It's literally if HBO made a Star Wars show. Like that's I think what Andor is primetime TV. It takes Star Wars seriously and isn't just that kooky space fantasy series that everyone loves. And I think
not to say I don't love that part of the universe, but like at the same time,
I'm not dissing it. But I think, you know, any big IP like Star Wars, Marvel, whatever, needs to contain multitudes. And very much so right now they don't. They are all very much sticking to the thing that works. And I think that's why it's, you know, a lot of people are kind of become disenfranchised with them over the last 3 or 4 years. But we've already talked about this year in the episode where we talked about modern TV. So
go watch that.
Yes, we literally talked about Game of Thrones, The Last of Us, and Andor all within that episode. So yeah, you have a TV. I'm pointing like you can see the layout of my screen, but Melina, you have the TV.
This is an audio medium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have the TV list. So what have you been watching? Since we can't share in this, we'll go with that first, and we'll see what you've been.
Well, another big show that ended this year, Squid Game. Also, doesn't feel like this year. I know.
I mean, did watch. I got marshmallow on my mustache. Sorry.
Professional.
Nice.
I have a hot chalky in front of me right now.
You've just been sipping on it every time you've not said anything.
Yeah, because I'm trying to keep a cough at bay right now, so I needed something. I've had to mute myself already just to not cough on recording. But yeah, I watched the first episode of season 2 of Squid Games and did not care to keep going with it. I rewatched season 1. I was like, oh, this is peak. Watched the first 2 episodes actually. I think I've seen up to the point where Guy I don't know how to say this without spoiling
I don't give a shit.
Okay, the guy who initiates him into the game in the first season with the sort of like throw down the thing blows his brains out.
Yeah.
That's up to the point I've seen. And I was like, I don't actually care. Season 1 had enough of a story where I didn't really want to keep going, and I was like, no, this doesn't really bring me in to this again. You know what I mean?
That's sort of where I am like right now, because I felt no like drive to watch even the second season that came out like when that came out, because like, and we've discussed this before, season 1 felt like such a self-contained thing that like it just felt sort of needless when it even had like a sequel bait sort of ending.
I think like it was, if I remember correctly reading, it was meant to just be one season, and Netflix was like, well, maybe people will like this. They rushed to film an open ending, and I think they ended it fine. I liked the ending, but it would have been better if it was just the one season. That's like, I still liked it, but you know, it would have been better if it just knew when to fucking end it.
Yeah.
But you know that money bag was big. I'll let him do it.
Yeah. I mean, how could you not? I mean, on one hand, they should have left it. On the other hand, I get it because everyone was talking about it that year. Everyone was wearing the costumes. That was the big Halloween thing that year. It persisted for a while, and that it was everywhere. So like, you know, it makes sense. They wanted to cash in on that. But at the same time, what did you think of season 2 and 3? Because I don't know anything about them really beyond what I've seen.
I liked the new cast of characters. I think they made good choices in not leaning too much into the archetypes that they had in season 1, where they really were like, you know, we have 2 seasons to get to know these people. Let's actually fucking use it. Because in season 1, that was we knew, let's say, 3 core characters, and the others were very much, to me, almost caricatures. Like, you had Crazy Lady, and Mafia Man.
Yeah.
And then you had the 3 developed mains, so to say. Which was, you know, the 3 leftover. The 3 in the finale, so to say.
Yeah.
I still would have liked a little more background. They try to, you know, humanize the games a little by being like, this is the life of someone who's in one of the suits, who's one of the snipers. That's like shooting outside the arena, so to say.
Oh yeah, I remember them setting up that sort of perspective thing of like people. It showed like people going and what the perspective is of like being recruited as part of that side of it.
Yeah. Which I understand why, but we again didn't need it.
Yeah.
I think the decisions they made going forward in 2 and 3 are all understandable. Doesn't mean I don't think it should have ended after season 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, well, you know, if I got paid as much as the guy got paid for, you know, one of his first major projects, I'm gonna fucking continue it. That bag was huge. Hell yeah. And I think he did the best he could, you know, with what Netflix wants as well. So,
and you know,
for a foreign series to do that.
Yeah, no, 100%.
What I say? Wow.
I also gotta love Netflix misreading it again.
Of course.
Twice. With the ending of the main show, I know, being like them being in America and showing like the American recruitment side of it, and then they're like, oh yeah, that wasn't gonna be for the American Squid Games. However, it's like, no, guys.
If you want.
No.
If you.
No. Literally, no one asked for this.
Yeah. So, apart from new things, I've also been watching old things.
Yeah.
I think we've all been watching old things as well.
Yeah. I got into some real classics. Faulty Towers. I've spoken about it at length, how much I love it. It's just classic John Cleese. I think they've had their anniversary. I don't want to say 40? 30?
50th, because it would have been the 1970s, I think.
Yeah, that was definitely the 70s.
Yeah, amazing show. If, you know, to whoever's listening, your parents might know it.
Yeah.
My parents knew it, and I was shocked. And they're like, yeah, I vaguely remember some stuff. I don't know if it was translated on TV. I don't know.
Over here, specifically, it's always like touted as one of the best British sitcoms of all time. So
I think it's fair. It's because, like, I would kind of compare it in a way to Mr. Bean, where in your head you feel like there's thousands of episodes.
Yeah, but there's not that much of it.
Oh yeah,
there's not that much, which gotta love that. I think, once again, you know when you gotta stop. So your audience doesn't get fucking tired of you.
I can't remember if I said this last time, and forgive me if I did, but like, if you haven't already, if the next thing I would recommend after watching Faulty Towers would be Blackadder.
Putting it on the list.
Like, yeah, put it on. You can start from like the first season. Every season's like a different sort of time period with technically different characters, but like they're all the same. Yeah, it's all the same cast, and they're all just they're more like the same character reincarnated in different time periods. The first season is a little off from the other like 3 because you can tell they didn't quite have what they weren't quite sure what they wanted with it yet, especially with the main character. So if you're not feeling the first season, you could skip to like the second one. I'm just saying now, but like try it anyway, and I think you'll really enjoy it.
Okay, another show I would put in the same vibe is Father Ted.
Oh yeah,
classic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, There's many illegal ways to watch it, which always
Yeah, you know,
recommend.
don't seek
Don't get
out
more
a
money.
legal way
Yeah,
to
for once,
Yeah.
don't.
yeah,
For
don't
once,
support
don't.
the disgraced TV writer who shall not be
Yeah.
named, because I fear that he
Please
may appear.
If you say his name once.
Yeah, I don't want to invoke the bastard.
Yeah.
Fair, yeah. And I think that all the other series that I watched, I kind of mentioned, like, I watched House, I watched The Golden Girls. I don't think I mentioned Narcos, but I sat through all of Narcos.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
I
wow.
again
Yeah.
have seen the first season, and I really loved it, but I never got around to watching the other 3, or is there only 3 seasons?
There's three
The three.
total.
I
Yeah.
can't remember if they did a 4th one or not, but I think they did like a spin-off show instead or something like that.
Well, like after the second season, they catch the guy. So the third season is a lot of bureaucracy and kind of
Yeah.
fixing up loose ends, which it's fine.
Mhm.
It's not as good as the first two because one of the main guys is just not there. So
Yeah.
you're like, okay.
The thing that always sticks in my head now about it is how anachronistic it is, because it's set in a very specific time period of South America, and there's just like modern day printers, fax machines. One point you can see a modern day computer. The microphone that they're using is very much a modern day version of an iconic mic.
Yeah.
And it's all those little things that I'm like, I shouldn't be noticing this, but that's a wild thing to just have there.
Like they try really hard with like costuming and like hair and makeup.
That's why it stands out,
And
because
then
it's
you
so
see little things.
yeah.
You're like, I don't know about that one.
Because they're like, I'm getting a fax, and like it's the 1970s or whatever, and I'm like, you don't have that yet. You just don't.
I think
What's
the
that
plot
doing there?
demanded the facts, right?
Yeah, like
now.
whatever point in time that is taking place, they'd go to this thing and there's a whole scene centered around printing something out or getting a fax of something, and I'm like, no, that just wouldn't
No.
happen yet. It's also a big brand new one of like the tower printers or fax machines or whatever, you know, those big industrial ones you see in offices. And I was like,
Hell yeah.
this is weird. Everything else is so immersive to the time period that I'm like, what's this doing here?
Why are you here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And I'll give a special mention to Mid-Century Modern, cancelled after one season.
I've not even heard of it.
It's like
like
the
I
Golden
have.
Girls, but with gay guys.
Oh, okay.
Came out like
Maybe I've
I
not
think a
heard of
year
this.
ago.
Mm-hmm.
One of my lecturers recommended it to me, and it feels like the Golden Girls. The vibe is great. Unfortunately, one of like their not one of the main actors, but like a prominent character passed away. So I understand why it wasn't continue. It could have continued, but I also think it's Hulu. that
Okay,
did
so
it,
probably
not
in
for-
Disney over here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's on Disney Plus for us here. I think it was just gay men living together are weird.
Yeah.
So maybe that just didn't hit the target audiences right. Shame, but oh well. Then can I go to my album that I obsessed over for like the last 2 months of the year?
It's not gonna be
You
Taylor
have our
Swift, is it?
permission.
It is not Taylor Swift because
Thank
that album
God.
was such a disappointment.
Okay,
girl.
good, because I
Like,
was gonna not give you
girl.
permission.
girl. No, I became obsessed with West End Girl from Lily Allen.
Oh, okay.
It is,
That is
the most gossipy,
Such a you pull.
Yeah.
juiciest
That's
fucking
not what I
album.
expected,
It's
and yeah, it
such
makes
a
sense.
bop. They're making a play out of it right now, which amazing. Love it. It's just her ranting about her relationship with David Harbour and how he was a piece of shit. And
That
it's
makes sense, because
fucking
I
great.
remember in the lead up to it is the David Harbour from Stranger Things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because I remember in the lead up to season 5 of Stranger Things, like all this stuff suddenly came out of nowhere, and people were, as usual, overanalyzing
Of
things
course.
unrelated to it, as those fans have done, even with
Many,
season
many,
5. They got
times.
Sherlocked as well.
Yeah.
Incredible
Basically,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. But no, that's actually quite interesting. I might listen to it.
You really should. I've told my younger sister listen to it, and she said maybe I will. But it brings out like the older millennial woman in me, where I'm like, yes, drag him through the mud. Like,
And you are definitely an older millennial woman in spirit.
in spirit, I don't know. It's also just catchy, and it's the way she writes. Like, I don't know much of her music. I know maybe 2 of her other songs. Don't ask me to name them because I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Is she a saint? I will say no. She's done fucked up shit as well. So don't be like, oh, I'm saying she's amazing. She's fucked up on stuff as well.
Yeah, I mean,
but my God, is it
people.
juicy? It is juicy, filled with just him. He's cheating on her. They had a sort of an open relationship, but only because he wanted it, and then he broke the rules of the open relationship, and then it's a whole thing.
It's always the same with guys wanting open relationships. It's pretty much just so they can cheat with freedom.
Yeah. I mean, it can go one of 2 ways, and I think because he's famous, when the way of he can get someone. I prefer it when it happens that the guy can't get anything.
Yeah.
That's always, it makes me feel good.
They seek the permission for the open relationship and then have grossly misled the situation that led them to asking for permission. I love that sort of thing, because it's just, implode your own relationship for the sake of this idiotic misread.
Dumbass.
But yeah, definitely recommend listening to that album. Just put it on, listen to it. It has a cool, like, I would say modern jazz club vibe to it a little bit in certain songs. Not
that interests me.
Yeah. But just put it on. I hate to say put it on and listen to the lyrics. I just was on like walks and would listen and be like, yes.
You gotta understand it, man.
And so far I've not been able to like talk about it with anyone because no one in my circles has listened to it. And I keep getting people to listen to it so I can be like, oh my god. So
you're spreading it out to the internet now in hopes that someone will connect.
Yeah. Sometimes I come across a reel like about it and I'm like, I'm going to spend 20 minutes in this comment section just reading. Just so I can give myself a feeling of having a conversation about it. Great times. That's been me.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm gonna leapfrog off your little Lily Allen music thing to just quickly talk about the stuff that I really enjoyed last year for music. I've got like a 5 list here, and I'm gonna start bottom and work my way. I'm just gonna be real quick about it. First one is Jason by The Midnight, because that's the music I used for the trailer for the channel. It got stuck in my head at some point, and I just worked out an idea and made that little channel trailer that we have now on Anime Lane. And yeah, it has not left my head since that. I thought, I'm gonna do this, so I'm sick of it and don't need to listen to it again. No, it's that good of a fucking song. I did that for 4 hours and still somehow didn't come out the end of it hating it. No. Great song. And then there's Death Stranding by Churches. It's in both of the Death Stranding games. It's not like the theme song or anything. It's just a song that Churches, a Scottish like pop synth band, wrote for originally the first game. That was just one of the songs that you can like find and get awarded and play in your little like bass thing. But the problem with the first game, and so I didn't know it was in the first game, is that you can't play it in the open world, and you spend a lot of time traveling, walking around, and like fulfilling orders. That's the point of Death Stranding, is you're delivering orders in a fucked up post-apocalyptic world. Incredible thing that came out in like 2019, like right before the pandemic. But you couldn't play music while doing that. Like the in-game music player didn't work in the open world, which sort of, I don't know, feel like was a big oversight for the sort of game that it was. Whereas in the second game, you could. So it gives you like a bunch of tracks at the start, and that one just like immediately leaped out as like just a really great song. So I highly recommend anyone listen to it. You don't need to know anything about the game. It's just a good song. And then I played so I guess I'll mention games here. I played the Silent Hill 2 remake this year, finally, after getting it when it came out. It ran like shit on PC, and there's that whole ordeal that I'm sure I've talked about somewhere on an episode before. But the soundtrack is incredible. I mean, the original soundtrack's incredible too, but there's a lot of incredible remixes and reworkings and reimaginings of songs from that original game, because Akira Yamaoka is just the absolute, GOAT of video game composers.
It really felt like he came in after like 20 years and was like, I'm gonna fine tune this, I'm gonna maybe fix this up a little bit just so I'm like happier with it now. Not to say that I think, sorry, I'm jumping in now, because I can also say something about this, that like the original soundtrack was like needed fixing at all, but it was just like good to see that like Yamaoka basically, I think probably had been wanting to fine tune some of it for years and was finally having an opportunity, because you can feel there's a lot of passion even in like the recreated tracks.
I also think it just comes down to the fact that like the scope of the remake soundtrack is much larger, I think, because one, technology has moved forward a lot since the original game came out, and two, video games are on such a different recognizable scale as an industry and as a product to be interacted with, that it means you can do stuff like large orchestrations for soundtracks. You can put in money and budget and not be stifled by, I need to work from like a very still far-reaching, I have to admit, for Yamaoka, base of like sound samples, because that was what a lot of the original Silent Hill soundtrack is built on, is samples not from other songs. That's a whole thing that I need to point out. It's a different thing. You'll have sample packs that are made specifically for music producers to use, and Akira Yamaoka used pretty much a whole lot of them for
it's a common thing, especially from like the original Silent Hill 2 came out. I mostly learned about this in my teenage years through Zelda, because some of my favorite Zelda soundtracks, which were mainly the N64 ones, but also like Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, also made heavy use of those sample libraries.
Yeah.
And this year I learned that Twilight Princess has a track that absolutely used one of the same samples from, I think it was Silent Hill 4, maybe. And that just sort of blew my mind, because they are very different games.
Yeah. It's another thing that you'll hear like for older video games as well. Door sound effects. You're gonna notice that Doom door opening sound effect everywhere.
It's fucking everywhere, and I hate that I can recognize it now.
It's just part of like a really well-established sound library that everyone works from, so everyone knows it as the Doom door sound effect, but it's in so many different video games. But yeah, no, the Silent Hill 2 remake soundtrack is absolutely incredible. My favorite track is Promise Pragma version. It's just such a great building on top of what Promise as a track is, and then making it sort of like grander and more epic. And I think that sort of fits the sort of reimagined scale of the game when you play it. Then we've got K-pop Demon Hunter soundtrack, because that shit fucking slaps.
Fuck yeah.
God damn it.
Hell yeah.
Just, there is not a bad song in that movie or on that soundtrack. It is so catchy. It's so good. I was, even before we started recording this, I was listening to an interview with EJ, the main sort of like songwriter, who also was the singing voice for Rumi in the movie. So like Golden, and she also wrote or co-wrote How It's Done, What It Sounds Like, and Your Idol. And the interview I was actually listening to, she actually plays some of the demos of those songs, and like the original version of Your Idol, like she sang that originally as well, and it's incredible, because like she managed to get character voicing on those demos as well, which is like, when you're singing for like a musical number, you have to encapsulate a character too, and to be able to do multiple characters for one song as one person doing a demo is quite talented, I have to admit. It's not something you see a lot of people being able to pull off. But yeah, no, that soundtrack's great. More people should watch K-pop Demon Hunters, though I don't think that needs to be said. It's a
No,
worldwide
it's-
phenomenon.
It's such an underrated classic.
Yeah.
I feel a hidden gem.
Yeah, I feel like it hasn't been picked up yet, by mainstream
Yeah,
media.
yeah.
Really hot take over here.
I'm being snarky because I have a niece currently who is going for an obsession.
Yeah.
I've not seen the film.
You've still got to watch it though. You've got to watch it.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's such an
I
easy
know.
watch.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
nice.
Cool. I'll get to it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, I've found myself listening to that soundtrack just so many times. I'll be at work and occasionally sneak in my earpods when I'm not on the shop floor when I'm working in the warehouse, and I'll just be listening to the K-pop Demon Hunter soundtrack. But yeah, and then the top of my list is I sort of felt that this year there wasn't a lot of artists I listened to releasing new music, and the ones that were, I was finding myself a little disappointed in what they had put out. I don't know if I want to name any of the people who put out disappointing music, but like
Shame them.
a top
Name
artist
it.
I've
I
had.
named Taylor Swift,
Yeah,
and she's gonna
okay.
be heartbroken.
Yeah, but all of my artists aren't the same level as Taylor Swift. A lot of my artists are smaller.
Don't be a coward now. Do it.
So one of my top artists for the last 4 or 5 years on Spotify has been Survive Said the Prophet, and this year they did not make the top artists because their new album was kind of disappointing. It was very bland, very same sounding. I sat and listened to the whole thing front to back, and it finished and I went, oh, I thought I've been listening to the same song for the past however long, like 30 minutes or something like that. So that kind of disappointed me. And no one else was releasing new music either. I wasn't stumbling across any new music really. But then eventually at the end of the year, Cold Rain released their new EP called Optimize, and it is fantastic. They've just not missed in the past like 6 or 7 years. Every album, and now their new EP slaps. Go listen to Optimize. Great set of like 5 tracks. But I don't know, maybe it's because it's only 5 tracks that it's so good. It's more concentrated than trying to like produce a 10 to 12 track album. But anyway, no one wants to hear me listen. No one wants to listen to me talk about music. So let's move on. Where are we going next? Because you just don't have anything for movies, Melina.
I like went through it and I was like, I've watched some good stuff, but I feel like my year was more dedicated to watching like series. Like when I had time, I wouldn't choose to watch a movie. I would choose to watch one of my series.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like occasionally I watch some. I think Mickey 17 I watched this year. The Beetlejuice movies this year.
Oh yeah, because there's more than one now.
Yes.
How was the second one? I haven't seen it.
It's fine.
Oh no.
It's fine. The story's not great, but it's fine. Like it's good fan service. You know?
Oh, okay.
Oh, geez.
If the fans don't care about plot.
Oh, that doesn't bode well.
No, exactly. Yeah, no, I watched just a lot of crap now that I'm also going through it.
We'll talk about the crap.
Yeah.
No, I feel bad.
See,
I
you
watched
made me.
Dodgeball.
Just don't.
Dodgeball True Underdog Story. Come on. Barbarella, classic shit movie. Opus, what the fuck was that all about? That's also
Did you not
this
watch
year.
Shadow Man this year?
Oh fuck yeah, that was great.
Yeah, you loved Shadow Man.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like I watch so much that I'm like Jennifer's Body is here, like all the superhero movies we got this year, the Superman, Fantastic Four. They're better than
They're on
what's
my
come
list as
before.
well.
Blair Witch Project was this year. I just had a good Halloween month, basically,
Yeah.
where I watched movies.
Yeah, I think we all had a good Halloween month, to be honest.
Yeah, but I feel like I talk about the movies I've watched a lot in the What Have We Been Up To?
This
so it
is
was
the
like,
thing,
I
is that
probably mentioned all of these.
I mean, I did bring up the fact that they're probably going to hear us talk about sort of some of the same stuff. I've tried to pick out things that either got missed or sort of like were not timed to like a recording session, because that's sort of what our discussions on what we've been watching are kind of reliant upon, is like, oh, what gets talked about is like, was it something that we did close enough to the time of recording, which is thankfully my books. I read stuff in between episode recordings that I just never brought up. So yeah, I've got, but yeah, no, it's same with movies and stuff. That's because my Halloween marathon was fucking massive. So that was. I have nothing to say about that because that got talked about extensively.
Link in the description.
Yeah. Sorry, I forgot to mute myself when I coughed there. So will we move on to movies then?
I think so, yeah.
So,
I mean, I do have one thing about like TV shows that I do want to briefly mention because I can't help myself. Doctor Who imploded.
Oh
That was
yeah.
cool to witness.
I still have not kept up with the more recent stuff after the first half of season 1, not even season 1.
Yeah, the new season 1 that I'm not fucking calling it.
Yeah.
That's series 14.
Series 14. I still haven't kept up. I stopped watching at that point.
Yeah. Well, as the one who did keep up with it, boy oh boy, did my enthusiasm turn into cynicism over the course of really this year. It doubly sucks because all the individual elements are fine, mostly. Shooty was fine, he was a good doctor when he was there. The companions that we were mostly fine. The second one in this series was a bit underdeveloped, but that might be due to some behind-the-scenes fuckery, which, spoiler alert, is a huge part of the second season in how it's turned out. And I was mainly fine with it for the most part. Like, the individual episodes that have come out have all been at the very least decent, I would say. And there's definitely some standout episodes that have come out the last two, but the fucking finales, man. Russell T Davies, the current returning showrunner, kind of lives and dies by his finales sometimes.
Yeah.
And both of the ones in these seasons have been absolutely horrible. Because like he's lost the sort of spark that he had in like the first era, where like even if like they were a bit MacGuffin-y in how they like resolved themselves, at the very least the stories themselves were interesting enough that you could sort of look past that most of the time. But this one, it seems like he's literally just been making these like the finale specifically just to make shock moments for people to react to. Which is not how Doctor Who works as a show. It can't really do that. Because one, the way he's been doing that is by bringing back old villains from the classic era that people he's trying to entice into the new era don't know. So it loses impact there. And people that do know these villains are annoyed because the villains are literally just the villains in name only and have nothing to do with the actual villains in the classic series. He did this twice in a row.
Yep.
And now I'm skipping over plot details because again, Michael hasn't watched it and
kind of don't care at this point. Though.
I know, but like on the off chance that you do,
never
I don't
know. You never know.
Point of the matter is, we are now in a limbo state where we have no idea if the show's coming back after the Christmas special this year.
Who, fun fact, it's not going to be Shooty as the Doctor. Sure, everyone knows
No,
that.
because he quit.
Yeah, don't blame him. That felt like a sinking ship that he absolutely should have jumped from.
He tried.
Yeah.
In terms of the overall production thing, it really... They've not said anything, they've never said anything publicly, but it really comes all down to the fact that they did a distribution deal with Disney to get it on Disney Plus for the international audience. That clearly hasn't worked out the way anyone wanted it to. So now Disney, after like the first series, have been trying to basically pull out without saying anything.
Fantastic.
So nobody knows what's going on. Shooty has a career, so he wants to like...
he's
do
fine.
Something else.
Yeah.
He wants to do something else so he knows he's got work in the next year or so because he can't stay we're not in a situation like on a TV industry scale anymore where he can just commit to being the Doctor for a few years where nothing happens.
Yeah.
So he's understandably quit, from what I can tell. But the thing is, Russell T clearly didn't have an exit strategy for if that happened, so he's had to hastily bring in Billy Piper.
Yep.
As the maybe Doctor, because we don't know, because no one wants to commit to anything.
Maybe.
Who knows?
We don't know. So I'm currently screaming internally whenever I think about Doctor Who right now.
He's gonna bring...
They're also doing the spin-off, right?
The unit show.
War...
They did do the
They
spin-off.
did it. It's happened. It aired.
It apparently did better than people expected, but I've heard nothing really about it. And even being in the sort of fan circles, I've heard some things. I've seen a couple memes, but it hasn't really caught on well as probably Russell definitely expected.
Yeah, it's not had the Torchwood effect, because Torchwood, sort of recognizable name, especially at the point that they started airing it as a tie-in to the show. This show was called Between the Land and the Sea.
The War Between the Land and the Sea.
Nothing about that says Doctor Who.
That's the problem.
It's not a great title.
Even I got ads for it, and they, in the first, I want to say 5-6 seconds, mention it's fucking Doctor Who, maybe, because people are like, oh, what's this? Because I was just getting ads, and I'm like, well, I don't care about this. I don't care about who these actors are that are like, come watch my show.
You don't care about the fish people? Look, it's the fish people.
I'm like, I don't care. This is a world that's clearly established, and I don't know it. Why the fuck would I be interested?
You know the Fish People 2025 viewer.
Do you remember the Sea Devils that showed up in one serial way back, and then showed up in one special that no one gave a shit about a few years ago? Hey.
Oh yeah, because it was
They're
in
back.
the mid-era.
Yeah. It was before they did Flux, before they figured out what the fuck they wanted to do.
No, it was post-Flux.
Oh, it was post-Flux, you're right. It was in the lead up to the Power of the... Was it the Power of the Doctor?
Yes.
Yeah, Power of the Doctor. Man. God, that era is such a mess. It's the big sort of recurring problem now that bringing Russell T Davies back certainly did not remedy, where...
No.
I think we can both comfortably say that the person playing the Doctor has been a good Doctor, but has not been served by good material. And I really wish I didn't have to say that about Shooty, because it started off kind of strong. His intro, his first Christmas special, but the reason I tapped out is because the first half of the season that I saw, it felt like it misunderstood what Doctor Who was. It's like they got this Disney deal, and like you can look back at the 60th anniversary specials and see it starting there. But it's like they got this Disney deal, and suddenly it was like, oh, this is a big budget sci-fi show now, when Doctor Who has not ever been that. It has been 3 actors in a quarry with men in suits or buckets that look like Daleks, running around and doing stupid shit. It's never been this high budget CGI driven show.
Yeah, well, I mean, it has been sort of CGI driven a little bit since like it came back, but you see, the thing is, it's not been high value CGI.
That's what I mean.
Back in my day, we got shitty Mark Gatiss in a terrible Scorpion CG monster episode, and we thought it was mostly fine for that.
Yeah.
So the rest of the good.
In my day, we had Billy Piper dangling from a rope 10 foot in the air, not above a green screen, but above a giant mattress in an actual location.
Back in my day, we just people dressed up as scarecrows, and that was the most terrifying thing on TV. And we liked it, goddammit.
But yeah, it loses some of its touch, I think, and I think most of the episodes for me that I saw came across as kind of hollow somehow.
I think to me it feels like, and obviously I'm not about to say I know Russell T Davies on like a personal level to really make any sort of character judgment, but from what it feels like, it's almost like he had like an insane amount of hubris going in, because he's obviously before this he was well loved in the fandom as being the guy that brought the show back from the first time it died in the 80s. Like mid 2000s brought it back. It became a massive cultural hit in the UK especially, going on to even become pretty well known like worldwide. And then he's not really evolved that much since he left in 2010
Yeah.
on his Doctor Who writing, because he's done stuff in between that's been pretty well received, I want to stress, but it feels like he sort of came in and just expected it to be a smash hit again while not really doing anything to make it a smash hit other than to contentify it, which doesn't work for the show.
Yeah.
So we're in a situation where like he clearly has no idea what the fuck to do now.
Yeah.
Because he didn't get the result he immediately expected. So now, who knows? In 2 years, we'll either have no show or we'll have new blood, and we'll see where it goes.
Yeah. I think that's what it needs. I think it needs new blood. I don't think it needs Russell T Davies to keep going. I think it needs someone new who can just come in. I think it needs
someone whose writing credits didn't or like involvement in the show didn't start in the wilderness years in the 90s.
Yeah.
Because that's basically the people that have been running the show since then. Like Russell T Davies, Stephen Moffat, Chibnall, Pete McTighe, who looks to be the next possible successor if they keep on with this, like any natural successor. I think they all came about in that sort of era, and like we're so far past that now. It feels like we need someone to come in to like run the show who maybe like who's just fresh, just overall. But the thing is, we don't really know anyone that fits into that role that the BBC will go with. Yeah, I've got no happy ending to this. That's just the end.
Okay, well then we'll gear shift to movies. We'll pull an initial D drift out of Doctor Who into movies.
I don't regret that tangent. Sorry.
No, that's fine.
You deserve it.
I just don't know how to transition.
That's been building up for months.
Yeah. So, what movies from 2025 have you guys actually like seen? Because I feel like I haven't seen a whole lot. So my top 10 list was like 10 by virtue of having seen 10 movies. It wasn't that they were 10 movies that I really enjoyed from last year.
No, I was kind of like, you know, you go to the theater, you see the trailers for stuff that's coming out, and you're like, oh, that like one of these might be nice.
Yeah.
And but then like is it showing like frequently enough that you're able to go see it? That's another problem that I think is happening right now.
I don't even have like 10, being honest. Like the amount of like movies I can say I went to the cinema to see, I can count on one finger, and I can count on one hand, not finger, one hand.
Wow.
And they're sadly all superhero movies. I'm sad to say, which I'm disappointed at that, because there are movies that come out this year that I wish I had seen in the cinema, but I just didn't have the time or just didn't have the ability to, because I haven't seen Sinners yet.
Well, I've only seen one of these on my list in cinemas, so
yeah. But I haven't seen Sinners yet, and I remember specifically when I first saw the trailer for that at the beginning of one of the movies. I think I saw, it might have been Captain America, I can't remember, or it might have been whenever. And I remember thinking, oh, that's interesting. I want to see that at some point, and then I didn't, and I still haven't. So I need to rectify that soon.
You do.
I know.
I'm just going through it. I'm like, I watched so many movies like that are so mid.
From this year or like?
Yeah, this year.
I don't mean that you've seen in 2025, but like from
released. Yeah. No, I know.
Yeah, released this year.
Yeah. Wow.
I feel like there were not a lot of big standouts in 2025. I think that was. No,
I can think of two off the top of my head. Well, non-superhero, I can think of two.
Yeah.
Same.
I think that's sort of been like, there's been two recurring issues, I think, in the last year for me, where there's not been a lot of big movies that are sort of drawing me in to go see them, and then the ones that do, despite being big tentpole movies, they're not getting a lot of showings in
No.
theaters. It's like there's maybe like 4 movies showing in any given theater right now at a time, and then you look at it, and that theater has, if it's one of the ones in Edinburgh, it's got like 8, maybe 10 screens, and it's showing those same 4 movies, but only like 3 times a day each, and it's like you have far more time and screen
You
space.
could be doing more.
Yeah. It's like pre-pandemic, when a new movie came out, especially something like, say, Avatar or the new Marvel movie, or, you know, I guess Sinners would be an example of something at the time. It would be like 10 or 12 showings, maybe more, a day.
They would have screens that would just do it back to back, back to back, and then you could do 2D, you could do 3, and there were so many like options, and now it's just, you want early or late.
Yeah, that's it. It's like, do you want to go for 10 a.m. or do you want to go for 8 p.m. and not get home until midnight? Which one do you want to do?
We've literally just had this problem at the time of recording. Like, right before we started recording, we were talking about seeing
No Other Choice, the new Park Chan-wook movie, which I sort of understand in the context of this movie specifically. Foreign language and smaller like distro movies, I understand when those don't have a lot of screenings, because it's competitive, it's expensive, and you have to hope that there is the space when you are timing a movie to be shown in theaters for the space and screening time and all that sort of stuff to be there. But at the same time, they're only showing this new movie for 4 days, twice each day, and it's either early afternoon or so late at night that it's like almost impossible to get home afterwards. It's like, what are we doing? Because even pre-pandemic, that would have been at least 4 of those per day, and probably an 8-day run or more. And like after the first week, I get it. If you want to scale back and only show a couple per day, absolutely fair enough. But it's becoming a recurring problem where even big tentpole movies are not showing, I think, frequently enough to really get enough people in the seats, because they're never timed at a good time for people to go see them. So my top 2025 movies to come back to that.
To get back to the point, sorry.
This is only at 5, because like I said, I watched like 10 movies from 2025. This is only at number 5 with making the list, because I seen it in theaters. It was like one of the only movies I saw in theaters last year, and it was Demon Slayer, the new Demon Slayer movie, Infinity Castle Part 1. The last act is ass.
But still it made the list.
Do you mean that literally it's just an ass on screen for like 30 minutes?
They could have done that and it would have been better, honestly. The movie's very propulsive, very kinetic. It is the first movie in like the final arc of Demon Slayer. And so like it's that immediately gets stuff rolling. It does a bit of a recap and it does some setting up, but like it's very propulsive, very kinetic, and a lot of it's a big battle, and that's sort of like what this entire last arc is going to be, is like big battles. So there's 2 other movies. I think there's 2 other movies after this, maybe more, I can't remember. But anyway, the first 2 acts, you know, very kinetic, very propulsive. You're not really feeling the runtime, and then it hits a point where it's in the final battle and you think things are going to be over, and then they cut to a solid like 20 to 30 minute flashback sequence that just immediately kills the pacing. And then after that, there's still another 10 minutes to go, because they're like, oh my god, he's getting back up, he's gonna revive. And I'm like, no,
I don't want him to. I don't want him to.
Fucking stop.
So yeah, it's one of the things where I didn't know how to feel about them adapting this arc into movies instead of a TV show, because they've only done this once before with the what should have been in English, the Infinity Train. For some reason, they went with Mugen Train, yet here they went with Infinity Castle. What? Anyway, they did that. I've
heard this argument like multiple times already, so could we skip it, please?
Yes. So they did that for that arc. It makes sense. That arc's kind of short and you can fit it into a movie, whereas this is the last arc. It's quite long. It's already a trilogy, maybe 4 movies, I can't remember. I'm not sure how the pacing is gonna work within a film format to because it was 2.5 hours, I think, for this already.
Ugh.
So
Yeah.
you're looking at a further 2.5 hour movies that potentially have pace breaking sequences at any given point, because
Ugh,
they're
that's
gonna
rough.
there's more flashbacks throughout this arc. I've read the manga, I know what happens. So yeah, I've never been enthused at the idea of them doing movies from a production standpoint and how much goes into the production of Demon Slayer as an animated production. I understand on that hand. On the other hand, structurally and pacing wise, I don't understand the decision. But yeah, and that's the one thing I seen in cinemas was good. Anyway, not good except that bit at the end. And then one movie I know that Melina has seen but Shaun has not seen yet is Wake Up Dead Man.
Oh,
I haven't seen Frankenstein yet. Like I said,
yeah,
I'm gonna read
right.
the book. I'm gonna read the book first.
Fair.
But yeah, Wake Up Dead Man, the new Knives Out movie. I really hate that it's called a Knives Out mystery. I just wish that they went with like
get that branding.
Yeah, I just wish they went with like the Benoit Blanc, or just fuck it, just call it the Daniel Craig mysteries or something like that.
Yeah, just call it the Craigs, and I'll be like,
the Craigs.
Whatever.
Yeah.
The Craig series.
The Johnson murders. Well, maybe not that. No, I like it a lot more than Glass Onion. I still enjoy Glass Onion, I need to say that, but it felt like Glass Onion was an odd one, I think, because it was just post-COVID.
Yeah,
and I think I've said this to you, where like Glass Onion is the post-COVID movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just overall, like I think post-COVID, I think that movie.
Yeah. It's all sort of like, yeah, I don't know. I don't think the mystery is as compelling. I don't think the execution of it is as compelling as, say, Knives Out.
It's not as memorable.
Yeah.
No.
And there's the whole
some jokes that I'd say are maybe funnier, but like it's not really a comedy. It's core, or like it's more. It's the mystery that like you're going into for these movies, and the comedy is like a supplementary thing, and the mystery itself just isn't that good in Glass Onion.
Yeah. Whereas here, I think the mystery, while sort of easy to deduce the direction it might end up taking, it's still a very convincing and enjoyable mystery in comparison to Glass Onion. I don't think it matches that first outing of Knives Out, where so much of that's just firing on all cylinders as a whodunit mystery. And it's got that sort of like little comedic touch that I don't think Wake Up Dead Man's a very contemplative movie in a way, where it's dealing a lot with like a crisis of faith and what that means to be, you know, religious and believe in God and all of this. And so it's not got that same funny edge. There are some incredibly funny bits. Sorry, I'm just now thinking of the fucking Scooby-Doo reference.
You're trying to contain giggles. I can see it.
I just I just said there's some incredibly funny bits, and not even something that's incredibly funny. Is just that for some reason someone goes, "Oh, isn't this a Scooby-Doo ass mystery?" And then Benoit Blanc just goes, "Scooby-Dooby-Doo," and it just killed me.
But in the most normal tone.
Yeah.
I think they used it for the trailer.
I can hear it in my head. When he's probably said it, and it is really funny. Scooby-Dooby-Doo complained.
But yeah, no. Wake Up Dead Man was really good. I kept calling it Wake Up Dead Man for a long time because that poster, that font is not really easily parsed. That is that one thing about that sort of gothic style font. I don't know what some of those letters are.
Look, I kept calling it Dead Man Wake.
That's like, incredibly wrong.
There's logic there. Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, I get it.
Because in my head I was thinking Dead Man's chest. I was like, no, he wakes up. Dead Wake, that's it.
Jeremy Renner's so odd in that movie, though.
Yeah, I don't know how to
that movie after being like referenced in Glass Onion.
Yeah, it's his role's really important, and yet he's I don't know, someone
Well,
described it as like posthumous, and I was like, that's such an incredibly specific way to describe
Yeah.
it.
No, I get
It, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like he died midway through production. They just sort of had to.
They made it work with what they had.
Yeah.
They Carrie Fishered it.
Kinda.
It does feel like it, yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
No, yeah, you need to watch it, Shaun. Which I'm
I
going to
will,
say
I will.
about the rest of these movies
Yeah.
as well.
So just take it
the thing-
as now.
Yeah.
All of these you
No,
have to watch.
Yeah.
I know, yeah. Like, I at least have like more of an excuse that I've not watched it yet, like for that one specifically, because I usually watch the Knives Out movies with my mom.
Oh,
that
yeah.
makes sense.
As well, and we just haven't found the time to
Mhm.
watch
Mhm.
it. But I will, I promise.
Yeah. And then the one movie I'm bringing back from the Halloween episode is Weapons. That was a great
Heard
movie.
fantastic things.
Yeah.
About it. Yeah.
It's an incredible balance of like horror and comedy, because something I've mentioned I think before on Halloween episodes and in talking about horror movies is that horror and comedy walk a fine line with each other.
Yes.
Comedy is very easy to tip into the realm of uncomfortability if you're not doing it right, if you're not being funny, but you think you're being funny, and horror is so easy to tip into campy ridiculousness. And some of the best horror movies have always walked that line with a sense of jumping back and forth between each side. At times jumping into the real deep horror of it and making you uncomfortable and unnerved and scared, and also making you laugh at the same time, giving you that sort of like levity of comedy that reeling you in and making you feel safe, either in comedic tension or diffusing a moment through comedy. And I think what Weapons does is balance a lot of different things through comedy. So it's a very comedic horror movie in a way, because shit just happens that like it's serious, but at the same time the movie goes, no, this is ridiculous, you should laugh at this. And I think that that's great. I think acknowledging the inherent ridiculousness of what horror can present to people is a good way of going like, no, we know what this is and you should laugh, because that's a good response. It doesn't mean you're any less scared. So yeah, there's just moments that I think about that and I'm like, yeah, that's incredibly like horror, like scary, and then there's an immediate thing that just makes it incredibly funny afterwards to diffuse it. It's great, and all the performances are great, and I'm honestly glad that Pedro Pascal ended up not being in it, because I cannot imagine him being in Josh Brolin's role in that movie, because Josh Brolin absolutely just fucking nailed it, and I can't imagine Pedro Pascal doing it, even though he's playing a dad, and Pedro Pascal has played a dad for the last 10 years on on TV.
Hey, 5 years, like, come on.
Come on, don't age him up that much.
Mando started in, oh yeah, you're right, fuck, 2020, Jesus. Oh,
I mean, Mandalorian came out like, what,
Yeah.
2019?
Yeah, give him that extra year. Why not?
Yeah. So like 6 or 7. I'm not far off. 6. No, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Weapons is a lot of fun. Great cast, very funny. And then Sinners, great movie. Honestly, you guys got to see it. It's just.
It's
I
been
was
on my
gonna
list
watch
since I
it.
saw the trailer, and I just haven't yet. I've not. I've had it.
I legit was ready to watch it, and then I was like, oh, I should ask my mom if he also wants to see it, and he was like, don't watch it without me.
You shouldn't have
Don't,
asked.
don't watch it. No, I know. I
You should
know.
have sought forgiveness,
Go
not
behind his
permission.
No, I know.
Go behind his back and watch it.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna do that. That's mean.
But no, it's a great
I
movie.
give great relationship advice.
I got to add, watching that around when it first came out, midsummer was the perfect time to watch it, because I watched it when we were having that very big heat wave in the UK, so it was warm, very reflective of where that movie is set.
Yeah.
And then the top of the list, K-pop Demon Hunters. You know,
You know?
Normie.
Yeah.
Normie.
I just gotta
Gotta
give it
say-
to it.
Normie.
Gotta say, I'm disappointed.
Why?
How dare you like
No
a very popular
Minecraft
thing that's
movie.
critically acclaimed.
Look,
That was this year, holy
Yeah.
fuck.
No, I
Eh,
get it. We watched it. We
like-
hated it.
We
like
watched
I
it
said,
together.
before I watched Wake Up Dead Man on Hogmanay, so I watched it on the 31st of January, December, sorry. I had
It
only
counts, it
watched
counts.
10 movies from 2025, which meant by virtue of just having been watched, if I did a top 10, Minecraft movie
It
would
would
have
have
been on
been
it.
in there.
It would have been 10, and it would have been a big
But it
gulf
would have
between
been
9 and
there.
10, but it would have been there.
Oh yeah.
So
We
yeah,
watched
that's
that movie together.
we did. We haven't seen the final version. We've only seen the work print version. I think there's differences.
I don't want to see the final version. I want the work print to be the version I remember.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
contemplated watching it like properly, like the proper version,
Same.
and then every time I've just thought, don't do it to yourself. Don't put yourself
I've
through
had
it.
the thought, and then I look at the runtime, and I'm like, there's better things I can do.
Exactly. That's it.
Yeah.
It's like I could watch better movies.
Yeah.
I know I have better things to do with my time.
hmm
Yeah. I've endorsed K-pop Demon Hunters enough. I think. I don't think I've
Watch it.
watch it. That's it. That's all that needs to be said.
Yeah.
Easy to watch movie. I think it hits a lot of tropey and cliche stuff, but I think it does it in a good way where you
Absolutely.
get invested. You know, I think the thing
It's not in
with-
your face. Like,
Yeah.
look what we're doing. Like, no, this makes sense that we're leading
Uh-huh.
up to this. Yeah.
And I think, you know, I think the big thing with cliche and tropes is how invested in your characters can you get someone before you have to dive head deep into properly executing on those cliches and tropes.
Yeah.
And I think that's what K-pop Demon Hunters does really well, is that very immediately you're thrust in and like, here's the characters. This opening song is going to immediately help you understand.
Yeah. This is their life.
Yep.
This is what they do. And
Yep.
that's the world we're in. Let's go.
Yeah.
Accept it.
Accept it. And it's got so many great just bits, comedic moments. I actually cried during like the big finale, the big final song.
It's beautiful.
It is.
yeah.
It's incredible. Great stuff. Give it a watch. It's it's walks that fine line between musical and music movie. You know, it's not
Yeah.
overly a musical. But it's also not just a movie about music. It's a nice middle ground of the two, because I think if it had been a full-on musical, it would have been a bit overwhelming.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, oh my god.
I don't think I needed any more songs by the Saja Boys. Those two are fine. Your Idol and Soda Pop are okay.
I
Did
would
not-
have wanted
You
one
look
more
actually
soda pop.
offended there, Melina.
No,
I wanted one more type of
I-
soda pop just to really drive it home.
yeah, I do agree. I think it would have worked better if they had done one more song, because like, yes, Soda Pop very clearly communicates this is the
Pop
archetypical
bullshit. Yeah.
BTS, you know, Super Junior, EXO type male, chart topping, K-pop song. But I think one more would have really just
Yeah.
cemented that, like, it does not matter what you do, you're gonna hear them. They're gonna be
Yeah.
there. They're gonna be in the charts. The next song is gonna come out, and it's gonna go up there again, and you're gonna be
And it's
listening
gonna
to
be
them.
even worse,
Yup.
even
They've got
catchier.
the formula down to a T, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
But yeah, great movie. That's all. I've seen a bit more from 2025, but those are the ones I wanted to shout out and
That's
mention.
great. Yeah. Good shout.
Yeah. So movies overall that
Wow.
this year, has there been anything that stood out to you that hasn't necessarily come out in 2025? You just happened to watch it this year.
There are a few. There are a few, especially in the latter half of the year, because the thing about me for this year is that while maybe up until like September I was sort of not really watching many movies, after that I got on Letterboxd and I went in with the specific point of I want to watch more movies. I want
Yeah.
to actually get back into watching movies, because before then the main time I was really watching stuff at all was for the podcast. I'm sure I've mentioned this before, like on not on an episode not too long ago, but like I was only watching like stuff for the podcast, and I don't want to do that as much as I do love the stuff we watch most of the time. But I got Letterboxd because every other cinephile I know has gotten on Letterboxd at this point, and it feels like I'm just being a contrarian if I don't at this point.
Yeah, like someone else in this lineup.
I don't think we need social media where you can share how you feel about
movies on IMDb. It's fine if you don't want to go on anything. Why IMDb? That's an insult.
I need to know actors. IMDb. I need to know who is the composer because it's always fucking asked to
as
me.
Like a search engine for movies, it's fine for logging
and then I
shit.
can multi-use. Fantastic.
Ew.
I want to know what my friends are watching. Ew. That's it. But also, just a thing. The credits. There's usually credits at the beginning of a movie that let you know who's composing it, who's in it.
Yeah, but sometimes
also Google exists.
Yeah, but I can open the app. It's so much easier.
Just go on Wikipedia, man.
No,
legit. Most of the time, I'm using IMDb in this day and age. It is because, and this is gonna sound like such the nerdiest fucking thing. I'm looking up the tech specs.
The tech.
Well, no, I'm looking up the tech specs to find out if the movie I've got on 4K is it native 4K or is this an upscale I have?
Yeah. Which IMDb's not always going to be the one that'll tell you that, but it sometimes does. It'll sometimes.
I've learned that in the last few months.
Yeah.
So it's losing use for me.
Yeah.
As time goes on.
I do like checking the tech specs though, because sometimes it's like, oh, does this disc that does not tell me what's included on it, does this have Dolby Vision? Because there's no the thing with 4K. This isn't going to be a full tangent. I'm just going to quickly mention this. There's no like standardized thing of like, here is the information you need to have present on the disc, on the case, on the artwork. For the longest time, there's always been a standardization of like, here is the set information you need to have on the back of a movie, especially on Blu-ray, of like, what's the aspect ratio, what is the audio format, what are the languages listed, the region, what is the specs of the sound, is it 5.1, 2.0, whatever, all this sort of stuff, subtitles, may the resolution of the bonus features differ from that of the main feature, all this sort of stuff standardized. And yet when 4K came along and brought in new features like HDR, Dolby Vision, which is a different version of HDR, and like different audio formats, there was no standardization of that information being present. The Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos are trademarked things by Dolby, and technically that means that anytime they are present on a disc, they should be somewhere on the casing with that logo, because as every movie likes to point out, when movies start, the Dolby logo is under the rights of the Dolby Laboratories, blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
it's not always on the case.
Like, legally, can you do that, man?
Yeah, seriously, like, that feels like there should be, like, that should be going against some regulation that even if it was, like, codified in the DVD era, it should still apply.
Yes. It's also, the only reason this is such a big problem is because, fun fact, most 4K Blu-ray players do not natively turn on Dolby Vision. They natively turn on HDR, but Dolby Vision was usually in an updated factor.
Sounds about right.
And it doesn't automatically turn it on. You've got to manually flip that switch. So you got to know. You got to know if it's there.
That does scan as well, because like it doesn't have Dolby Vision, because the main way I watch 4K is still 4K movies is still my PS5,
which doesn't do.
I don't really have the money for a good 4K player, and if I'm gonna get one, I'm gonna go all out along with a sound bar. I don't have the money yet.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm poor. But, so the main way I'm watching 4K movies is from my PS5, and it works. It's good enough. I don't feel bad about having just watched it on that, but because of that, it means I don't have Dolby Vision.
Yeah.
The TV would support Dolby Vision, but I can't play it through the PS5. So that kind of sucks.
The fact they've never updated the PS5 to add that support is baffling to me, honestly.
They don't care, because we're in the age where nobody cares about physical media unless, you know,
But the thing is, that also then means that you can't watch Netflix or Disney or whatever in Dolby Vision either. It just doesn't support
That's a
Dolby
good
Vision
point.
output. So why hasn't it been added? I get the fact that most games, any games actually, don't have Dolby Vision support, because I think it's a much different thing to work HDR into video games, and already the implementation is at best.
Let's call it that.
But yeah, tangent over. I've done a lot of marathons this year. I didn't really think about it until I was thinking about this episode in specific. And then I was thinking back and I was like, damn, I did like 3 or 4 like proper movie marathons last year. I did obviously my annual Halloween marathon, the Weenathon. But then I also did the Lynchathon at the beginning of the year when David Lynch passed away. Yeah. I watched all of his movies plus Twin Peaks. And then later in the year, I did I don't know how to. I didn't give it a name and I didn't track it as such on Letterboxd, but I watched all of Bong Joon-ho's movies as well. And I think I did like one other one that I'm forgetting about at some point.
You did Gamma at the end of the year.
Oh, the Gamerathon, that's it. Yeah, I did the big Gamerathon. So yeah, I've watched a lot of movies this year that weren't necessarily from last year. So I was like thinking of stuff that like stands out. I was like, no, so many movies in here. So I've got like a quick 10 list. I realize we've been recording for a while, so I'm gonna go through this real quick, and I'm not gonna talk too much about it. Manhunter. I can't remember if I mentioned this in the Halloween episode, but I watched it during my Weenathon. It's Michael Mann adapting Red Dragon. It was one of the first adaptations of the Hannibal Lecter books, I think just a couple of years after it came out, actually. Great movie. It has what's his name? Shit. Brian Cox playing Hannibal Lecter, and he's not a main character, he's just sort of there in a couple of scenes, but he's fantastic. Then Fright Night, again, another one from my Weenathon. I think I mentioned this in the actual Halloween episode, because I think more people need to watch Fright Night. It's a very fun movie. I watched that when I was sick, and I think that absolutely helped it. Then we got Nosferatu, specifically. Actually, no, technically I'm just going to go for both of them, the 1922 and
go for both.
2024. 2024 is such a specific kind of movie. What's her name? Lily Rose Depp.
Yep.
She can do some stuff with her face, man.
Yep.
That was. I keep seeing clips of the scene where she like just fully deforms and stuff like that, and I'm like, I don't need to. No, she's drooling. There's snots everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm good. I can do a lot of stuff in horror, but you're just being fucking disgusting, girl.
Can you just not do that, please?
Ew.
Yeah. Ew. Conclave, which I also watched, not because the Pope died, but because I replayed.
It did happen around the same time.
It happened around the same time. I just happened to replay Assassin's Creed 2, which ends with you fist fighting the Pope under the Vatican, and I went, oh hey, Conclave.
And I'm never gonna let you live down the fact that you first described it as fisting the Pope.
Yes, yeah, I missed a word. That's a great men talking in rooms movie. Then Gladiator, I had not seen it before. Finally sat down and watched it. Ridley Scott's epic. Not really a sword and sandal movie, but I guess it kind of is. Yeah, just great. Some visual effects have not aged well, but yeah, very good. Then there's Cure, which we watched for the podcast, but I watched it twice last year because I watched it the first time and then was like, hey, podcast.
Do it again.
Great movie. I'm really looking forward to next month at the time of recording. I'm meaning 2 other Kiyoshi Kurosawa movies come out on Blu-ray here, and I'm really looking forward to picking those up and checking them out. It's called Cloud, and then the other one's Charisma, I think. So who knows? Maybe other podcast episode focuses. We'll see. And then Stalker. I forget the director's name. Andrei Tarkovsky. Yes, Russian
Yes.
man, Andrei Tarkovsky. Very good movie. Very long, very contemplative, very emotionally intense for how quiet a movie it is. It's great. I'm really looking forward to watching it. I got it for Christmas this year as well. So yeah, I need to rewatch that soon. And then we're up to number 3, by the way. I haven't been keeping track of numbers. Gamera 3, Revenge of Iris. The third one, which we haven't done a podcast recording around when I did the Gamerathon movies, so I haven't talked about them. Most of them were bad. Most of them were real bad. The Heisei trilogy was amazing. Like genuinely some of the best kaiju movies I've ever seen, and I lament the fact that Revenge of Iris ends on a cliffhanger with one of the best setups for a next movie, and people just didn't like the fact that Gamera got a bit complicated as a character, and so they just cancelled the next 2 movies. That's so painful. But yeah, if you ever want to see like a really great kaiju like movie that deals with the idea of like a protector of humanity who's a protector of the universe, who's protector of like Earth and all the you know people on it, and the sort of like consequences that's gonna come of that's sort of what the Gamera trilogy is. It's just a shame that it sort of got nixed right when it was gonna be like, oh yeah, he's destructive, but like he's going to bat for us. He's not gonna back down for humanity. He's actively gonna protect humans and people, and he's gonna bring back people to life if he's present and sees that he has been an instigating factor of their mortality. And people didn't like that he got a bit morally grey, and were like, nah. Fucking pisses me off. Then we got Memories of Murder, Bong Joon-ho, great movie. The look down the camera at the end still fucking haunts me.
Classic, yeah.
Just an amazing. And then number 1, Blue Velvet, great movie.
Yeah.
David Lynch.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I could have. There are a number of David Lynch movies I could have picked. Elephant Man.
If you include TV shows, you could have put Twin Peaks here as a highlight as well.
I forgot I watched Twin Peaks this year, but yeah, I guess that technically counts as TV. It is TV. It's not a technicality. It is.
It is TV.
But you know, Elephant Man, one of his most human movies that he ever made. Absolutely soul destroying. Blue Velvet, just an incredibly great movie. With some weird shit that goes on in it. Or Lost Highway, which Melina hates, but I think's
Fucking hate it.
really great.
Despise
But no, Blue Velvet's I think the one that it happened real early because I watched everything in chronological order.
Mm-hmm.
But it's one of his best movies I think that he ever made. So R.I.P. David Lynch.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyone else want to add anything? We've been recording for a while,
No.
so
Yeah.
I'm
all
feel
good.
like I barely talked. I'm gonna be real. I feel like I barely talked.
damn.
Do you have anything
Yeah.
to add?
Yeah, do you got anything to add?
I haven't talked about any of the movies.
Oh,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
Yeah, like I started with my whole one part of the movie I only watched a few, and then I got to Letterboxd, and then it just sort of got sidetracked.
Oh no, sorry.
It's fine. It's just I've just sort of been waiting here. Like I've barely talked. I'll be as fast as possible. So the first half, I want to shout out the 3 movies I saw in theaters. They're all superhero movies, and only one of them was really good. So I almost forgot that this was this year. Captain America.
Oh yeah,
wow.
it was.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh
Not great.
no.
Not great. I have talked about that at length. I think on one of these episodes, like way at the start. So won't pick too up. But Superman was the really great one.
Mhm. That was
Yeah.
another
I'm
one
glad
I
that
saw
was
from this year.
Yeah, I'm glad that was really great. It's good to have a Superman movie that's good
Yeah.
Yeah.
from the last.
We love that. Yeah.
This
Yeah.
century. That's
Yeah.
nice. Isn't that cool? It's fucking fantastic.
Speaking of fantastic,
That was an unintended segue. Into
and I
fantastic.
jumped on it immediately.
I was like, did I really just fucking say that? Also good, not quite Superman good, but you know,
Yeah.
for Marvel, it's great
Mhm.
in this current year. Yeah, I really liked it. I get like it's definitely flawed.
Mm-hmm.
There's we've talked about specifically some of the character dynamics are a bit
Yeah.
not quite there for Fantastic Four. They're a bit too nice to each other.
Yeah.
Which
kind
makes
of-
some of the little elements where their relationships are meant to crumble and disintegrate a bit come out of nowhere and feel really like tacked on in a way that doesn't work for me. I still really enjoy the movie. It's just that it's those little things where I'm like, you needed to start more on a they're at each other's throats, I think.
Yeah, like for me specifically, I like when Johnny and Ben are kind of arseholes to each other.
Yeah.
They're too
Yeah.
nice to each other in this movie. And like I get it, they're like they're a bit further on in their career. It's not an origin story, so they've grown a bit as like people since the start. But at the same time, where's my arsehole Johnny Storm? I
Yeah.
miss him. He's too nice.
He just needs to be a bit more
overall-
cocky. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So overall, good movie. Not like outstanding or anything, but you know, worth a watch. And then finally, I got Letterboxd and I opened the floodgates to myself on movies again. I've talked about my own horror movie marathon back when we like recorded the one around Halloween. Main highlights I want to talk about. Honestly, all of the Scream movies are pretty good.
Yeah, there's not like a really bad movie. Like 2 is the weakest, I think, of all of them.
Absolutely.
But all of them are like incredibly solid. The fact they've not made a bad one yet. I don't.
There's a possibility of the next one. I'm sad to say.
Yeah.
Just given production problems.
Yeah.
Hopefully not. Yeah, all of them are good. I'm surprised at how good the last 2 recent ones were, though.
Yeah,
with the new cast and stuff.
I think taking it in a sort of more serious direction, I think helps it. I think that they've done the sort of campy, almost TV movie-esque feel.
4 was a Disney Channel original movie that just had an age rating up. And I mean that in a really good way.
And so I think it helps that like 5 and 6 are like more cinematic, more kind of actually horror-esque,
Yeah.
you know.
I think it kind of needed that because the slasher genre just isn't really much of a thing currently. Like, and as we think of it.
No, that's it. It's
So
like,
to have like a
no, you finish.
Okay. It's because like in the modern era we don't really get many slasher movies when it comes to horror. I think Scream really just needed to make it a bit more serious. It's still very tongue-in-cheek and very like self-referential as like the others are. It's just good to have, you know, oh yeah, this is actually a fucking horror movie.
Yeah.
This isn't a scary movie, but smart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's good. But like the main highlight, I do want to shout out to the Scooby-Doo live-action movies.
Of course.
They're the only sort of joke ranking I have on Letterboxd. They're both 5 stars. They deserve it. I'm not saying
No,
anything.
yeah, 100%. I gave them 5 stars too.
But the actual highlight I want to make of that entire marathon, Evil Dead 2. I did not expect to love the Evil Dead movies as much as I did.
Yeah, you liked Evil Dead too. I thought it was okay.
Yeah, 1 and 2. You're wrong. 1 and 2 specifically are great. I understand why people like Army of Darkness. It's just not quite to my taste.
See, that's where you're wrong. Army of Darkness is the best one.
It's too much of just a standard action movie. Where's the horror?
I really like Bruce
injected horror.
Campbell just hamming it up in that movie.
You see, I get that, but at the same time, I kind of like Ash when he's just a scared coward who just has to force himself to be a cool badass to survive. In Army of Darkness, he is too much of an actual badass, where like the joke doesn't land anymore.
I need to watch.
Yeah. Loved Evil Dead 2. Immediately got it on 4K. That's how much I loved it.
I need to watch 2 independent of 1. I think it felt too the same when I watched all 3 back to back, where it sort of was like, I like 1. I think 1's a really great movie. Sans that one decision that they made.
Yeah, like the one decision that even Sam Raimi says, I went a bit too far.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have done that now.
And then you watch 2, and it's like a lot of it's just the same again. And yeah.
Kinda. I think for me, it didn't feel much of the same outside of like the first 10 minutes, because the 10 minutes is literally just a recap of the first movie, kinda.
Yeah, it's then the rest is like you have to have one person carry it for the entire runtime, and that's a big ask of any actor.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel like the secondary protagonist, like the daughter of the guy or whatever, if it like carries it wellish enough of just being like the normal one, whereas Ash has gone completely insane at that point.
Yeah, I don't know. It didn't click
That-
with me.
I don't know. I also just love like the full on slapstick horror that happens like after the 10-minute recap, where it's just Bruce Campbell fucking around with the set for
Yeah.
like 20 minutes as he's just going more and more insane, and the movie is fucking with him. That was cinema. That was
Mhm.
complete cinema to me. I loved that. After that, I rewatched related to that, I rewatched the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies right after because I had to.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2002 is a perfect movie to me. I don't care what anyone else says. 10 out of 10. That is actually a perfect movie to me. And Spider-Man 3 is worth a 7 out of 10, and I will defend that.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will give
Yeah.
you
It's stupid.
Spider-Man 2002 being, is it 2002? 2000?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 2002.
2002. I'll give you that 2002 can be a 10 out of 10. That's absolutely fine. Personally, I'm Spider-Man 2 guy. Spider-Man 3 just can fuck itself though. Absolutely.
No.
It's still fun most of the time. I don't care. I still enjoy most of the time I watch that movie.
No. I don't. I like
You
the
know, yeah.
memes. And they're kind of few and far
Yeah.
between. That's the only thing. It's not it's not like the prequels where so much of it now is memeified. Where it's a fun time because you're going, hey, they said the thing, which just comes down to the fact that George Lucas can't write dialogue.
As the Star Wars fan, nothing's gonna make me like Attack of the Clones, even with the memes.
Yeah, that's fair. But Spider-Man 3, no. It's a 5 or
You
6
just
out of
don't
10.
understand. You just don't have the high enough IQ to understand.
Go fuck
For Grace,
yourself.
Eddie Brock.
I mean, Eddie Brock
and
is
then
my
I
favorite
heard-
hater.
He is a prime hater in that movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He is such a dick. He deserves everything that happens to him in that movie. But he's such a hater anyway. He goes to God
Yeah.
to kill someone.
It's him and Lex Luthor from the new Superman movie are just the like generational haters.
Oh yeah.
They're haters in different ways. Topher Grace is the dumbass hater who's like, everything that happens to him is justified, but he's such a little bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's such a fucking bitch. It's like, oh, the consequences of my actions. This is insane.
God, can you kill this person? He made me lose my job because I copied his work. I didn't deserve that. Totally.
Hey chat, kill that guy.
Lex Luthor is an elite.
Get him.
Yeah, get mods, kill that guy with hammers. Lex Luthor is playing like competitive hater.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's on the leaderboard.
Yeah.
Mm.
Love it. But then like after I did that, I hard cut into the Matrix because I
Oh,
felt
yeah.
like
I forgot you watched the Matrix movies last year.
yeah, the first one is still is not as much of a masterpiece as everybody else said it was. I still
Mhm.
feel it's still a great movie. I don't worship it though to try and like explain it. It's great. I understand why it's as influential as it was. It's just, you know, I don't love it as much.
Yeah.
Which is why I didn't expect to like the sequels as much as I did. They're not better than the original movie, but like Matrix Reloaded is just like a collection of cool action scenes. I think does its job well. Revolutions is fucking dog shit though. I hated Revolutions like so much because like 80% of its runtime is just one battle, and it's not interesting. It's just watching people play a PS2 game for like an hour with nothing fun happening. And then Resurrections is a flawed masterpiece. I won't say anything because I know you haven't seen it yet, Michael. But like,
Yeah.
I think you actually should watch that movie. I think it's worth watching.
I'll get to it at some point. I got the box set, so I need to rewatch the trilogy as well, and hopefully at that point, I hopefully after finishing the trilogy, I don't have the same feeling I had when I rewatched the trilogy when Resurrections came out, where I rewatched the trilogy and went, I'd rather kill myself than watching Resurrections right now.
Yeah, I mean, after Revolutions, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I was almost gonna do that before I went. No, I want to get this. I want to get this monkey off my back.
Yeah, I think it's different that I own it now. Like, I think that's a solidifying thing of, like, if I rewatch the trilogy, I will watch Resurrections because I have it there. I will watch it.
It's right there. Yeah.
It's different where, like, I had the trilogy digitally at the time, still do, and I watched them in prep for Resurrections, and then was gonna go see Resurrections and went, I would rather not do that. I'd rather not spend money or my energy or brain capacity. So, yeah.
Yeah. And then I finished off those movies by rewatching Ghost in the Shell.
Yes.
Amazing
and movie.
That is a perfect movie. Yeah, that is also a perfect movie.
Yes.
I think it's the first movie I watched in a while where, like, behind the scenes stuff, when I watch a movie, it's my annoying trait is that I love to just talk about movies as I'm watching movies.
I know,
so
because
I'm
the one on the receiving end
as I'm watching something. Yeah, I know, you're stuck with me.
I'm sometimes working and I just
go.
Sorry, I'm just gonna.
No, you go.
Sometimes I'm working, and the fun thing about Discord is that if you're on a server with people, it stops after like 3 messages of like sending notifications. And so I'll be working, and I'll get the 3 notifications, and I'm like, I can't check my phone at the time, and then I go about my work, and then as soon as I could check my phone, I sometimes just open it to just GIFs. GIFs, just entire GIFs. Occasionally a statement or a joke, but GIFs.
I am fully aware it's so fucking annoying to the person receiving it. But the thing is, I don't give a fuck. Because I'm not the person receiving it, motherfucker.
I mean, you clearly know I don't give a fuck either.
Yeah, I mean, you have no choice.
Yeah.
You're stuck with me, and I sort of revel in the fact that you are stuck with me. Because I'm a great friend. It is my toxic trait, and I'm not that sorry about it. But anyway, my point is that, like, I watched Ghost in the Shell, and I think it's the first movie I've watched in quite a long time where I never said anything about the movie. I just sort of went into a trance and just started repeating the movie at certain points that hit me.
Yeah.
And that really says a lot about, like, for me. So, perfect movie. If you want to learn more about it, watch the pilot episode.
Yeah. It's always funny that, like, I sometimes think of, like, is there any reason we could have to revisit that movie? And, like, there's not. There's just plainly not.
No.
But it does occasionally cross my mind of, like, I feel like there's just so much more to talk about with Ghost in the Shell, you know, that beyond what we discussed.
It is such a layered movie.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I've definitely benefited from watching it, like, multiple times. Especially in just, like, the last few years, on, like, a personal level, just understanding myself more. There are some parts of that movie that, like, ooh, I can see why that hit now. But I will not go into that here.
Yeah. At some point, we should probably watch Ghost in the Shell 2.0, which is they reanimated some scenes in, like, orange CGI.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's fun.
Yeah.
We maybe shouldn't.
We'll make it like an anniversary special at some point or whatever.
But yeah. Anyway, I think that's unless you got more. You got more?
I've got one more thing,
Okay,
don't worry.
so
It's the last thing. And I will get through quick. The last thing I want to talk about for what I watched this year is I rewatched all of the Wallace and Gromit stuff and watched the most recent thing. I watched that. That was basically my December marathon for, like, the first half of it. Wallace and Gromit is such a charming series.
Yeah.
It's so warm and fuzzy, and I love it so much. I struggle to say some, like, stuff about it because I can't say anything other than the animation is amazing for like for what they're doing and just what it is. The vibes are immaculate. I just feel like an actual kid again whenever I watch any of that stuff. And the main thing I can really talk about is like the last movie, which going into it, I was kind of scared it would be a bit of a nostalgia fest because it's been a few years since the one previous to that, and the main draw was bringing back the villain from The Wrong Trousers. But I'm very glad that's such a small part of the movie overall, and the rest of it feels more like a sequel to Curse of the Were-Rabbit.
Yeah.
In terms of its plot, and I love that movie as a kid because I was very much a DreamWorks kid of that era, so I had that on DVD repeatedly. I'm still annoyed that Curse of the Were-Rabbit doesn't have a Blu-ray release over here.
Yeah, I think Japan's like the only one that you can get.
Stupid. Don't like it. But yeah, there is no bad Wallace and Gromit like thing out there, and I'm just glad that's a fact that I know now for sure. I am officially done now. I realize I have extended this episode by half an hour at least.
Nah, you're grand.
No, we were getting ready to wrap up half an hour ago, and I was like, I haven't said anything.
No, not half an hour ago. Like 25 minutes ago.
That's half an hour if you round up, motherfucker.
Okay, yeah, we'll wrap up this episode. I'm going to quickly give 2 book recommendations that I read this year, unrelated to anything I've discussed in the podcast before. Sunrise on the Reaping, if you're a Hunger Games fan, very good book. Skip Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. That sucks ass. Just read Sunrise on the Reaping. I fucking despise that book. Oh my god. Yeah, Sunrise on the Reaping, highly recommend. Very good book. And then Altered Carbon. I picked this up as a vibe book. I had no other reason than I saw it in a charity shop and went sci-fi cyberpunk in it. Yeah. And then I read it, and it is a vibes book. Like, it's not that the story's not amazing. It's very much like it's just sci-fi cyberpunk noir stuff going on. And yeah, I think it's a really entertaining, and the atmosphere of the book really carries it, and I think I highly recommend reading it. I have no idea what the series is like. Do not ask me. I've not seen it.
I've heard the first series is good, and I've heard mixed things on the
That's what I've heard. I've heard that they did a really good job adapting the first book and then absolutely fucked up adapting the rest. So
yeah.
As the story goes.
I'm surprised you didn't say Dracula.
I mean, yeah, shout out to Dracula. It's just I looked back on my score of it and went, yeah. I gave it like a 7 out of 10, or I think, or maybe like a 6.5. It's a great story. It's the medium in which it's told. I'm not a fan of the epistolary format of storytelling, where it is told in journal entries.
Diary notes format.
Yeah, it's so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got to be your thing, and if it's not, it's a hell.
Yeah, it makes it very limiting and very narratively restricted in how it is being told. It means that every chapter is one person relating the conversations of other people. It is not a story being told, and I think that can be a very frustrating endeavor to go through, and that's certainly what like the first half of Dracula is very frustrating.
Yeah.
Until you get to the good stuff where Van Helsing makes a serious face every so often.
Shout out to OSP, by the way, for that joke.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, we'll wrap up this episode because we've been going for almost 2 hours now. So yeah. Thank you for listening.
It's a year in review. It's allowed to be.
It's allowed to be longer. Yeah. So yeah, thank you guys for listening to this episode of Anime Lane, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.